Fucking.
Where NoFX clearly got some influence. Would you reckon?
NoFX would have been more influenced by.
But I know a lot of NoFX songs that have a very hard edge to them, but are ultimately a bit.
Yeah, I mean, like, these are definitely one of the first bands to mix that Jamaican sound with fucking heavy guitars.
Heavier
like
shit.
Yeah. The problem with bands like NoFX is that they were huge at a time where bands like Less Than Jake and Real Big Fish, all this absolutely terrible American kind of ska, like the full blown garbage music, full blown. Like this stuff makes like Madness and The Beat and Bad Manners sound like fucking Tchaikovsky. You know what I mean? That's how fucking terrible most of that music is. It's literally the worst. It's the worst for as bad as reggae is, as bad as ska is. Those American ska, Real Big Fish, Less Than Jake. I don't even fucking remember half of it. It's absolutely abysmal. I'm sure the people in the bands are fucking lovely, but Jesus Christ, the music
you know what?
is...
The gas thing is, I don't care if they're nice because I've never experienced their niceness. I've only experienced the bad side of them, which is all their horrific albums.
Yeah, horrific. One of the big things about Bad Brains, before we move on, is that how influential they were to the rest of the scene. Like I said earlier, Henry Rollins was a roadie for them. John Joseph from Cro-Mags was a roadie for them for years. It seems like an awful lot of that scene's big names came from Bad Brains themselves.
The good stuff.
Yeah, they were a bit like the Clash in a way in that wherever they toured, if they played some shitty little town or shitty little city, within 2 weeks a punk band would be formed after it. You know what I mean? They left a wake of fucking talent behind them that caused people to want to start their own bands.
Well, that's
who's your next one?
Metallica, Purify from Saint Anger.
Jesus Christ.
Might not be a very obvious. No, it is a very obvious choice. Might not be a very inspiring choice. But Saint Anger 2003.
Do you remember?
I remember the outrage. Just first of all, how bad it sounded.
Yeah.
Now, I've mellowed to the idea of how it sounds now.
Me too.
But I still don't mellow to how bad the songs are.
Yeah.
And especially if you watch the documentary Some Kind of Monster.
I fucking love it.
But it's brilliant. But look how hard they're trying to come up with the most basic idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is the bit I do not get about Purify especially, which is a good bit down the album. If you are trying desperately to come up with content and you know you're struggling, then why do you release a 75-minute album?
Yeah, I know. Why isn't that 8 songs long?
Exactly.
That's fine.
That's exactly what I have written down there. Would have gotten away with 8 songs, but they did 11. Look, it literally says there, or better, none.
Yeah. I actually, like you said, I have very much mellowed on this album as a whole.
When the expectation is gone, things change.
Because I remember the day.
Change, yeah.
I remember pre-ordering it on that website, CD Wow.
Yeah, they were great.
I was super at the time. I remember pre-ordering it and whatever, they done that kind of pre-ship and so you got it on launch day. I might have even got it a day before and fucking thought it was great. And I remember listening to it. I remember not being disgusted, but I remember not being happy either. Because this would have been around the time, like, I skipped completely Load and Reload. I listened to them once and I went, I'm not having any of that.
In retrospect, they're so much better than this.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually have to say, I liked that a lot of that period of grungy Metallica. Until It Sleeps, Fuel.
I can completely live without it. I'll be honest with you. What I will say about this album, and this is I'm going to be hung. I'm going to be fucking hung for saying this.
Oh shit, here we go. You ready?
Full on hung. This is my favourite Metallica album cover.
No, it's a great album cover.
I would love it.
This is an iconic album cover.
It's
brilliant.
Beautiful.
It's
beautiful. It just, cause there's nothing to it.
Yeah.
Because with
I
growing up,
love a big vector style of graphic.
Big dirty vector. But there's something about having grown up with those really elaborate paintings of Metallica album covers, and trying to replicate the Master of Puppets cover on the back of a notebook in school or some shit, And now, I was a little bit too old for it, but now if I was fucking 13 in school, I could draw that.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the back of my jacket.
That's what I was going to say.
Or whatever.
The merch around that time was amazing. the patches, if you put Saint Anger on a patch, it'll be laughed at, obviously, by a lot of people. Now, whatever, you can just fight your own corner with that if you like the album or whatever. The album cover, absolutely agree with you.
It's beautiful.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I remember it was only when I stuck it on today, and I was like, Jesus, the fist is drawn so perfectly.
Good. Yeah, it's
the
so
wrist
good.
looks like it's tense.
Yeah.
It is absolutely one of their best albums.
There's not a line out of place in it.
It's absolutely delicious. That's that vector graphic style where everything is drawn in perfect lines.
Yeah, no pixels.
Crisp.
Yeah. Beautiful. But I remember listening to it and not knowing what was going on, because the songs were so wishy-washy. And it was only when we got to see the documentary a while later that we copped it. That's why it sounds like that. Because it literally does sound like someone just pressed record in a rehearsal room. Like, it's just a load of bits that they tried to squeeze songs into.
And I'd like it a bit more now if I hadn't saw how much they struggled to get this garbage out. If they had been lazy about it, I would have been like, okay, whatever. But it was how much they were struggling. Like, you pat my back, I pat your back, you stab mine. And you see him, and they're writing it down, and like, you just look. Kirk Hammett is looking, going, right, I'm not going to be writing the lyrics, but you should not go with them.
Yeah, and he's the one who came up with the name for it as well. The name for the album, Some Kind of Monster. I think that was his only contribution to like words. I think.
Yeah, the album has you know what? The rawness is. You have to respect that they went for a raw sound. But unfortunately, as always, Lars has a say in the production, which he shouldn't have, because he makes bad decisions that he knows that he's bigger than the producer.
Yeah.
And Metallica are bigger than whatever producer they're working with. And he says, if we wanted the snare to sound like a fucking cat dancing on a piano or a tin.
This was still Bob Rock, wasn't it?
I believe
and
so.
And he played bass on this album, I think.
Yeah, this lad is just a yes man. According to the documentary. And then they had the fucking therapist in. Who was a bizarre lad.
Yeah.
Like a lot of therapists are bizarre people.
I always remember the bit in that documentary where Lars plays it for his dad, and his dad goes, you should not put this out. Delete that. Get rid of this.
Delete it. The whole album, not the song.
Yeah, the whole album.
Delete this now. And he's right, because his outland looks like a fucking pure Metallica fan.
Yeah.
Big Danish, grey beard, fucking metaler.
Yeah, looks like what we will in a few years.
At least 8 Deep Purple tattoos on his back.
Yeah, and the good Deep Purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Book of Elysian Deep Purple. Like, yeah.
This lad knew what he was talking about when he said delete this. Now, like I said, you skim this down. You just literally 2 small things that you could do right now with the tracks. First of all, delete this song, Purify, because it's the worst song on the album. Yeah. It's just painful, repetitive.
What's that TikTok song?
Is that
what's that called?
I know the one you're talking about. I've put so much of this to the back of my head because I'd never listened to this album.
Because I didn't.
And the song Saint Anger itself
is alright.
It's alright.
Yeah, it's alright.
To be perfectly honest with you, especially when you listen to it again, you're like, that's not structurally, it's not bad. There's a lot of songs on this that are 5 to 7 to even 8 minutes long.
Stupid. That's because they had a mishmash of shite they're trying to squeeze in.
Yeah.
Can you tell you what I'd like to see? And it would sell like fucking hotcakes. If they went back and done a remixed, remastered version of this, because it was all recorded digitally, they showed it.
Yep.
So the entire thing, like they were fucking, I know they had the snare without the actual snare turned on, so it's got the big bong bong type of shite, right? That doesn't even bother me once you get used to it.
You can mix it down a little bit.
Exactly, bring it down a little bit. Fine, yeah. But let's say they went back and they remixed and remastered this, and they went into those files and they just fucking sequenced those drums so they trigger a real snare hit, like a real kick drum. They mixed everything a little bit better, fucking leveled those vocals out, and maybe
8 songs.
Maybe brought it down to 8 songs.
And shaved off a good few bars off those songs.
Exactly. Just on radio edits.
They would have got away with that album.
Just do like radio edits of that album, and it would sell like a fucking maniac.
There's some good stuff on it, because they are Metallica.
There is an 8-song album there that's not terrible.
They are arguably the greatest metal band in the world. This whole album is absolutely a what were you thinking moment, because it could have been salvaged. And if the fucking Bob Rock or whatever had a bit of balls and went, lads, I'm going to turn this from a disaster into a passable album that won't be remembered too much, but won't be slagged and ruin your career job.
But he's one of the worst things to ever happen to that band.
He's a yes man. He just he realised the band were bigger than him, but he still should have stepped up and went no. Yeah.
No. He also, like I said, he got to play bass in the album, so he's got fucking royalties from it as well.
So he watched the documentary. You can see it in his eyes. He takes a while to say yes to some things, but he still says fucking yes to them.
We can try it. We can try it.
Let's give it a go. And Lars thinks he knows everything about this music. They should, and Kirk Hammett as well sits back. And now, the one time, the funniest, apart from the Lars' dad, is when they said, we don't think we should have a solo on this song. And Kirk Hammett's like, well, why are we deciding not to have a solo before we've even decided how the solo should sound? And I kind of get his point on that, but he should have stood up more and said, no. Obviously, Trujillo was in that stage.
Towards the end, at the world they were recording.
Yeah, couldn't say a fucking thing.
Yeah, of
they
course.
gave him $1 million up front.
Million quid. Up front. Sit down, shut the fuck up.
$1 million up front, joining fee. Yeah. That lad is just sending that money to his family going, holy fuck! Yeah. Gaffs. Yeah. Yes. I'm not going to ruin this.
Gaffs!
I'm not going to fucking say a single thing about the fact that Lars is pulling this album into a dark fucking place.
Do you remember the fucking stock beat thing where James was trying to explain to him, was like, listen, just do like a 4/4 banger on it. This will sound good. And he's like, oh, like, more stock, like.
Stock.
Yeah, just a stock beat.
Stock beat.
Yeah, like, better than that, whatever shite you're doing.
What it needs,
that's always better. I don't care what anybody says.
See, have you ever been writing a song and you put the drums in and you try and do this thing and you just pull out and go,
yeah.
Well, all of a sudden, even disco beat.
Now I have a banger. Yeah, now I have a banger.
It has 4/4.
Yeah.
4 to the floor.
4/4 for life.
An absolute place in everything. Now, you can do bits where it's not like that. Yeah. But Lars was just... Anyway, listen, everyone knows Saint Anger. It's a bit of an obvious choice, but it had to be brought up. And what's your next one?
He's gone for a piss again. He gave out to me the last time I done this. This is his second or third piss. Second or third one, lads. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'm going to turn it off. He's still pissing. He's at it again, hang on. My last one is Eminem Ass Like This, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, this is the, oh shit, he's turning crap.
Ass Like That, or Ass Like This, what the fuck is the name of that song?
Ass is to the wall.
Ass Like That.
Ass is up in the air.
It's fucking so bad.
Ass down, ass up. Asses are what I like to fuck.
Face down, ass up. That's the way I like to fuck. That's a song.
You ugly.
It's a song. You ugly.
Just mixed Daphne and Celeste in there to Eminem. No, this is when I absolutely checked out.
I mean,
actually, just the Encore album.
Actually, I don't dislike Encore. Encore
doesn't Encore have
Toy Soldiers?
No, I want to call what I consider. I can't because I have to bring this up in a different podcast. I can't. This. I was about to say a big thing I feel about this album, but it will come up in a different podcast.
Okay.
Actually, it doesn't really fucking matter. It's going to come up. This song has, for me, the greatest rap song of all time on it.
What?
Without Me.
What? Without Me? Is that on the album?
I think it is. Check it there. So
I'm going to tell you right now. Let's see. Curtains Up, Evil Deeds, Never Enough, Yellow Brick Road, Like Toy Soldiers, Mosh, Puke, My First Single, Paul, Rain Man, Big Weenie, Just Lose It, Ass Like That, Spend Some Time, Mockingbird, Crazy in Love, One Shot, Two Shot, Final Thought, Encore. It's not on this album. No, it's not on Encore. This is his 5th album.
Right, I'm thinking the third one there.
I think this is the last of the maybe okay Eminem. This album. This contains. After this, I was out.
I was out before this, then if that's the case.
Well, this is 2004, is what this is. I don't think he had.
Without Me was its own thing.
It's just a single.
Yeah, that's. I won't get into too much because that will come up. And now I've given away what will be one of my greatest albums.
Without Me was on
Encore now. All you want.
Without Me was on the Eminem Show, which is the album before this. So it's 4th album.
Eminem Show. Because is that the same cover?
It's very similar.
That's what it is.
All his covers, to be fair, are very similar.
Apart from the first.
Yeah. Superman is on the Eminem Show as well.
Which is Rap God?
I can't remember.
Doesn't matter. You're right though. This man. This is a fall from fucking grace.
Big time, yeah. Now, yeah.
He took the pop dollar and he loved it. And I think, to be honest with you, right, think about how many lyrics are involved in Eminem's song with the speed he raps in. He has to write basically an album per song, lyrically. If you look at a Morrissey song, he repeats lyrics over and over again, or else some of the songs you mentioned tonight are just repeated over and over again. Think about the phone book.
He has one of the highest word counts of any rapper ever recorded. I think it's 8,500 in individual words.
That's what I'm saying.
He's like double what Kanye uses.
Whatever about running about ideas or running out of lyrics, he would have just Probably burnt himself out.
See, this album was produced by Dre, but it doesn't sound like Dre produced it.
It does not.
I think that this would have been one of those executive producer where he just kind of jumped in every now and again. Sounds alright, yeah, see you later.
Yeah. A fucking Rick Rubin job.
Yeah. This, like I said, this is 50